That said, let me give the disclaimer of all disclaimers. These are all my opinions, okay? Nothing is particularly factual, but what's up, good people? Nailah here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, as you saw from the title, we are going to talk about more things Howard University. In my last video, I spoke about the reasons why I left LA, Los Angeles, and moved to DC. It was for more than just Howard, but Howard had a lot to do with it. So I wanted to continue in that same vein and talk about my experience. So far, I am at the close of my first year in the doctoral program in educational leadership. And I'm like, okay, now I feel like this is a great time for me to talk about why I love this school. I have lots of reasons why I'm enjoying my time in DC at this particular HBCU, this historically Black college and university, but I figure that I would break it down into parts. So this will be part one. Throughout the years, maybe throughout my time at Howard, I don't know, I will have more parts, maybe quarterly or maybe even annually. I have like part one, part two, part three, and so on. But just know that there are more than 3 reasons. This is just my first set of reasons. So here we go. Reason number 1, why I'm enjoying my time here at the good old Howard, the HU, you know. I have on the sweatshirt, you can't see. Maybe I'll, in the picture, the thumbnail picture, I'll actually take a picture of myself with the sweatshirt so you can actually see. But typically I'm in Howard gear or just athleisure because working full time and going to school full time, I'm like, what am I dressing up for again? Right. Okay, back to reason number 1. I feel like HU really attracts people who align with its mission statement. And let me read the mission statement too. I'm looking down here at my notes. The mission statement reads, Howard University, a culturally diverse, comprehensive, research-intensive, and historically Black private university, provides an educational experience of exceptional quality at the undergraduate, graduate, and professional levels to students of high academic standing and potential, with particular emphasis upon educational opportunities for Black students. Moreover, the university is dedicated to attracting, I didn't even know that was in there. Look at that. To attracting and sustaining a, cadre of faculty who are, through their teaching, research, and service, committed to the development of distinguished, historically aware, and compassionate graduates, and to the discovery of solutions to human problems in the United States and throughout the world. With an abiding interest in both domestic and international affairs, the university is committed to continuing to produce leaders for America and the global community. I mean, heck of a mission statement. And I really feel like the university, at least in my experience as a first year doctoral student, I feel like the mission statement really holds its own and it's accurate. And because of that, the students who typically attend this university, or at least the students who I've come across, both in undergraduate programs as well as graduate programs, as well as doctoral programs, I mean, we fit. Now, I'm not saying that in a pompous way or an arrogant way or even an elite way. As you know, Howard has the reputation of elitism. I'm saying that to say, as a sociology major, both for undergrad and grad, it seems as if the environment really does produce those who mesh well with the message behind the mission statement. Like, the culture really does, there's no other way to say it than aligns. It really, really does. It's just a thing. Those who have an inkling of leadership and just a small interest in research and just making change, if you're a tastemaker, change maker, thought leader, it seems as if this is the place to be. Now, I can't speak for other schools and I can't speak for anywhere else because this is my experience at this school. That said, let me give the disclaimer of all disclaimers. These are all my opinions, okay? Nothing is particularly factual, but it's just really based on my perspective as someone who is currently in the field, like I'm literally living this life. I live in DC, I attend Howard. This is how I feel. Okay, reason number 2, why I love attending Howard, why my experience has been so pleasant, is because 98% of my professors are Black or identify as African American. Let me tell you something. Coming from PWIs or predominantly white institutions, this is different. It's like culture shock in the best way possible. And don't get it twisted. I loved my experience at my PWI, and I'm currently in leadership as an alumna of my PWI. And I feel like wherever I go, no matter if it's school, the workplace, wherever, I'm going to make the best of it. So my opinions for the most part will be positive. I'm going to find the positive in it all. Of course there are negatives, but that's not what my focus is. Why did I bring that up? I went on a tangent. I was saying my PWI experience with regards to professors, ethnicity, and race, it was different than my experience now. And I am loving the fact that my leaders look like me, you know, that they understand the experiences, that they are well versed in academia, smart, intelligent people, but at the same time can code switch. Sometimes speak a little Ebonics, or as we call it today, African American vernacular English, and it's good. Ain't nobody tripping, you know. It's all good. So it feels very, very safe. It feels like home. It feels like, oh, I don't have to put on. I can just be. I can just exist. And as a Black woman, a double minority in the U.S., it just feels nice to breathe. You know, to just live authentically and not try to explain everything, you know? Like, for example, I'm looking at my earring. I have door knocker earrings on. A little gold chain situation, whatever. Nobody cares. You know, it's a part of the culture. It is nice for me to be in a space where the focus really is right up here, my brain, my intellect. And it's also cool to know that there are people in positions like these professors who have written multiple articles. They have worked at multiple schools. They've been a part of multiple organizations, and they just have great resumes and tons of experience. It's cool to know that they are not afraid to share their experiences, the ups and the downs of how they got there. And in their explanations, it's like, it's nice to know that they don't have to further explain hardships that come with being Black in America. It's just like, it's a lot of unspoken like conversation, like I get you, you get me. And that is very, very, very comforting. I never knew how much I needed that until I was here in this space. So, and lastly, why I am loving my experience here at Howard University as a doctoral student is because of the positive peer pressure. Now, I grew up slightly competitive, but I used to find myself intimidated a lot by people who seemingly were doing better than me, than I was, or quote unquote smarter or more articulate. The list goes on. And sometimes I would dumb myself down and just not lean into greatness. But here, because I'm a little bit older and just a little bit more self-aware, put a lot of prayer and therapy into just my whole personality type and just who I am as a person. So did the hard work, did the professional and the personal development, and I'm still doing those things. But at this stage in my life, in this season of my life, I'm at a place where the peer pressure, the positive peer pressure, the slight competitiveness, it's good for me. It allows me to rise to the occasion. Like, I am leveling up like nobody's business out here, and I'm loving that. I think that it's a great environment for me to be in. Now, I can't speak for everyone else. I'm only speaking for myself in this season of my life, in my late 30s, in this particular program. And it's good for me. It is difficult. This last semester particularly has been the most difficult, the most challenging time academically. I feel like in all of my academic career, like I was taking statistics. I am not a stats girl. I'm not a math girl. I'm an English girl. That was crazy. Just teaching full time and still working with clients, editing books. It was a lot going on. And stats was only one of my 3 classes in this program that I took this semester. So sure, I put a lot on my plate, but at the same time, it's not uncommon out here. It's like, okay, so what? You're not special. Like, we all have a lot going on. So it kind of makes you feel like, oh, okay, well, if you can do it, surely I can do it. And that is just a great way to be amongst like-minded people, if you will. It is great, positive peer pressure. All right, good people. So I hope you enjoyed this video, part 1 of the 3 reasons why I love Howard University, why I'm loving my experience here. Stay tuned for part 2, part 3, and so on, and just other videos about my DC experience, about my Howard experience, about my school experience as a whole. And also, I'm getting back into vlogging, so this channel is going to be a very fun, wholesome channel, but a very honest channel as someone who is loving all things writing, all things education, but also all things travel. So catch you guys in the next video.